All right, guys, thank you, man. Thank you, Nancy, for allowing me a chance to speak here tonight. I really appreciate it. Wow, let's give it up for Jeremy. Where you at? Awesome, bro. Love you, man. I love your story. And yeah, don't forget it's God standing right next to you, walking with you. Hey, you're in the right place. Okay. It's tough. It's gonna be tough to follow that one, but you're good. You're good. I love your story, man. God bless you. Um, yeah, one thing I always like to start off with. So let's just bow our heads a minute and just let's take a minute for that addict that's still suffering out there. I like to start my meetings off like that because, and you guys it's gonna be hard for me. I'll tell you that right now because it's a very emotional place for me. Um, Fred Brown's dear to my heart, dear to me. So bear with me while I walk through this. As I walk through, but I always take that moment because I still have friends out there that are suffering. My dad's still out there, so it's tough for me just dealing in, and sometimes I feel I don't even deserve this where I'm at today. So it gets tough. But I love to come back and talk to you guys because you got to understand, man, it's a fight, it's a war. And for me, it's definitely been a hard battle. I've come a long way. I know I have. There's a lot of people that can vouch for that. So first off, I want to start off by thanking Fred Browns as a whole. I was sharing with Roxy right now. So I've been here twice. When I got out in 04, I came out here, and at that time it was a little different. We just had the 14th Street house, and we had the house across the street, which was if you got to a certain level, you were able to live in that house. We did not have the back house inside. That was all women. And I think that was it. I think that's the only things we had at that time. But bottom line, I came out here March of 04. I got here, and man, it was tough. It was tough for me. It really was. I came out gung ho, man, after doing what we got to do inside, and coming out and came out to Fred Brown's and started politicking. It was crazy. And then I ended up getting kicked out, man. And I called my parole officer, and he said, I'm gonna give you 24 hours, figure it out. I went back, talked to Mark, took my blue bag up there, and Mark gave me that shot. He let me back in on a behavioral contract, saying that if I fought one more time or did any politicking or did anything, I was done. Well, I graduated, and so there's people in my life today that mean so much to me. There's Roxy. I was fortunate enough to know Fred and Al, some guys that you guys probably just hear about today. I was fortunate to be able to share my fourth step with Al. That's who we did it with back in the day. He used to take us down to the beach and work with us, do everything. And then he tossed the paper out in the ocean and he'd leave it. Fred, bless his heart, always stood by me, always gave me good advice. I miss those guys. They're good. I wish you guys could feel what they felt and what they did for us. And of course, Mark, Vicky, and Roxy, of course, all being a part of my journey and being able to be this person I am today. So I go in '04, I become this great guy, and I get clean and everything, but unfortunately, I went back out. So I got back here after a nice little run. I OD'd on October 5th, 2013. I came back to call Roxy, or my mom called, actually Rochelle, and we said, yeah, he's coming back. So I went back. I went to the 19th Street house at that time. Immediately got accepted by the guys who were there. And it was a good group of guys we had, man. I'm glad I had those guys. And they took me in right away. I went to a meeting that first night, started to reconnect with some of the people because I had been involved, really deeply involved back in '04 and '05, '06 before I took off. And that's it, man. That's the journey today, bro. That's where we're at today. I'm back. I was able to do some work myself up, and that's what I decided to do and make a change for myself and do what I needed to do. So I kind of like to, when I speak, I talk about my experience, strength, and hope. And my experience part is just the fact that I'm not going to share with you how many dope I did, what hits we did, whatever we do inside for the organization. That's what I call it today. And I worked a long time for the organization. I served the organization for a long time, and I did what I was supposed to do. But then it came to a point that I found out, and this is the part I want you guys to realize, is that life right there led me to nothing but trouble. Nothing but trouble. It was going to take me to do 25 to life. Luckily, it didn't. I'm a two-striker. Thank God I don't have to worry about that anymore. I don't have to worry about who's behind my back or what's going on. And it's a blessing. But it took a lot of hard work, man. And when I talk about the experience, I talk about experience of failure. Because what I learned today is all those failures made me the person I am today. Because I had to stumble, I had to fall, I had to fail to learn. And thank goodness I had good supportive individuals on my side that held me accountable. They held me accountable. But the way they held me accountable was still with love and care. Because that's what I needed. That's what I was missing. The mask that we put on to act as an individual who we're not, it's not worth it, man. Take it off because you're hiding from yourself. You have to learn to love yourself. It's very tough to love yourself. It's tough for me today, even with the success that I've had. I say to myself, you don't deserve this, Rich. You don't deserve what you have. You've done some pretty bad things in your lifetime. You've hurt a lot of people. And you don't deserve this. But that's the enemy talking in my ear. It's the enemy. It's the person who wants to keep me held down in those shackles. Keep me locked away, keep my mind locked away in that 8x10 concrete cell with iron bars in it, and keep my mind in the darkness in that realm, instead of allowing my mind to expand, see the world, learn to love people, learn to be humble and kind. And through that experience, each time that I failed, I made sure that I held myself accountable and how could I get better? What could I do differently? And I think that's super important for us to understand is that when we look to how we're going to move to that next part, as I move into my next part and being able to tell you guys the strength part of it, because that's really what it comes down to, the strength. So how do we become strong so that we don't go back to the neighborhood? So we don't go back to those old things that we knew, that we know very well. Because it takes a lot. It takes a lot of strength to be able to tell somebody no. That's not good for me. But if you develop in yourself and you begin to learn inside the groups, you talk about it, you get deep down, you work them steps, you work that 4th step and dig deep into yourself and find out truly who you are. The first time around, I know why I failed, why I relapsed. Because I didn't work it. I didn't work the program. I remember we used to get all dressed up to go to meetings, to go, meet with the girls at House of Hope and Shaw House and go on there. Fuck, now I look at it and go like, 2 batteries don't make a spark. Why the fuck are you trying to hook up with somebody that's in recovery herself? What the hell are you thinking, bro? But again, it's the mind. It's lost. I don't know any better. That's what I know. But as you grow in your recovery, you learn like, no, I'm better than that. I don't need that. Let me keep moving forward. Let me learn how to have a relationship. And I don't only mean with a woman, I mean with a friend. How do I have a relationship with another man? Like, I'm not used to that. That motherfucker gonna try and kill me, or he gonna try and rob me or something stupid. I don't trust him. So how am I gonna have a friendship with him? But in these rooms and in this house, in this program, Fred Brown's, let me tell you, I have solid friends, that are working in this program, that work outside helping other individuals that are solid. And we did this together. That Counselor Scott, that's my boy. He's been good, man. Even today, I reach out to him. I got a problem and I got an issue at work. Scott, I need some guidance. He'll give me good guidance. I trust him. I love that man. You guys know him. Listen to what he has to say. That's a good, solid dude right there who is going to guide you on the right path. And I keep guys like that still in my program today. Some of the things I say might not all be all that great because I don't do a lot of meetings. I'll be honest with you, I don't do a lot of meetings. I do a stag meeting on Saturdays with a bunch of men. But my program's a little bit different now. I do a lot of church. I go over to youth. Today, I've been able to work myself up from taking urine at Tarzana for DPS for 8 hours a day to an executive director of Aegis Treatment Center. Some of you guys go to Inglewood. Some of you guys are at the Wilmington one. I run the Inglewood clinic. I never thought I'd be there. Never at all. Did I ever think I was going to be there? I was a counselor here for a while. I don't want to say I failed at it, but I made some mistakes early on in my career, which are all right, because I learned from those mistakes. Thank God I made them here. So. Anywhere else might have been different, but thank God I made it here. And I know that today, though. I know that. And I appreciate that. And even though I never tell Roxy a whole lot, she knows how I feel about her and this program. Everybody at Fred Brown's knows or should know how I feel about them. Just grateful. I wouldn't be here again, like I say. So I make my way up I'm able to do what I'm able, and it doesn't come easy. I'm still out of school right now, bro. I'm getting ready. In a year from now, I'll have my degree. I'll be graduating Cal State Dominguez Hills with a bachelor's in human services. All right? Don't stop there. But I had to go back, and you have to understand this. I had to understand this, and this is what I want you guys to know. I had to go back and reteach and learn everything new. Because everything that I knew was negative. It was bad. It hurt people. It hurt individuals. It was bad. And I had to learn everything new again. I never had a dad to be able to teach me how to really be a man. He taught me how to be a drug dealer. He taught me how to run the shit. Never told me he loves me. Still to this day, doesn't say it. All right, I know today what goes on. Still the same guy. But today I have one person that I am able to call Father and follow his guidance. And that's Jesus Christ, my Savior today. I don't talk a lot about it. I'm not going to share a lot about it, but I do say that I do follow that because he is the Father and he's going to guide me on how to walk today. And that's what I have to use. Each one of us will find our own mentors, if you want to say so, or your own higher power, your own guide, whatever that may be. As long as it's not your wife or your girlfriend, that's not going to work out. So all you guys that are hooked on them girls, is your higher power got to figure it out because that's not going to happen. All right? So, not your higher power, believe me. So if we were all in a men's room, I'd really get down to it. But, you know, it's not, I'm not going to talk about it. But first of all, you can't love anybody else if you don't love yourself. Okay? You really can't. You can't be in a relationship. You can't be in a marriage. I met my wife in recovery. And I put her through some shit already because I didn't know how to have a relationship. But thank God I got somebody who understands the disease. Her dad's got 51 years. We just said 51? 51 years he just celebrated. So she understands it. Her mom ran a clinic for a long time. So I was fortunate enough. So she was able to understand the disease and that some of the things I was going through were still growing pains. We're still, hey, we got to get better, Rich. You can't do that. And she still helps me out because sometimes my arrogance still comes out when I'm at the grocery store and the motherfucker can't count my change back. I get a little bit arrogant on that. And she has to nudge me and say, would you relax? Leave the kid alone. I go, you're right, babe. You're right. Humble and kind, you know? Exactly that humble and kind thing.
As you rolled his eyes.
What'd you say?
I said, as you rolled your eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, but you know, it's you know, she's teaching me a lot, and you got to be able to learn. And I go back to it again. It's what I'm learning for myself. Learn what you need to know about yourself, who you are. Who you are. I was able to go back, and I worked at Chino Prison for 3 years. I was able to go back and help the fellows in there. And what I used to tell them all the time was, find out who you are. Because once you find out who you are, nobody could take that away from you. You could take the mask off, and you could be yourself, and the happiness and the joy is unbelievable. You guys see it right now. I'm not afraid. I'll sit here and cry, bawl my eyes out. If anyone thinks I'm a P word or whatever, that's great. That's peace on you. But I'll tell you what, I'm healthy. I'm healthy inside. Crying is healthy for me. I don't need to hold that shit up anymore. I don't need to present who I am, that I'm big, this. I don't need that anymore.
That's right.
I'd rather be a nice, humble guy that someone could look up to and say, that guy shows emotion. He's real. And that's what it is today. I don't have to worry about anybody. I take care of me. The person I worry about is her, my family, my patients. I love my patients. I have to be. And I want to be that role model to them. When Nancy asked me to speak, I think I saw some of you guys at the event on Friday anyways. And so when I ran into Nancy at the event on Friday, we talked about this meeting. She asked me, would I speak again at it? And I said, heck yeah. I would do anything for Fred Brown's, and I would do anything for the fellows that are in Fred Brown's. My wife and I moved a couple of weeks ago, 3 or 4 months ago. And matter of fact, the first thing I called was Scott and said, hey, send me a couple of Fred Brown boys. I need them, I'll pay them some cash, some guys that are graduated, I can go, let's do it. Because I always give back to this program. I love this program. I want you guys to be successful. There's enough failures out there. The world is horrible right now.
Yes.
Horrible. We don't want to be running around in that stuff. Make a change. Make a change for your families. Make a change for your moms. That's touchy for me because, man, I put my mom through so much horrible stuff. But she never gave up. And today, that woman's happy, she's blessed, she can die in peace. Her son's doing good. And she's happy for it. And as I keep moving on, I just want to continue to grow and grow and grow. Ask someone else to evaluate you and take a look at you. That's the best way. How do I see you? How do you see me? Allow someone to give you that constructive criticism, but you have to be able to handle it and take it. Because it's only going to make you better. The 9th step up there, to me, talks about accountability. Not so much on the apologies. The apologies are in there, be able to recognize it, but it's definitely accountability. It's accountability from when you do something wrong, you say something wrong to somebody. Being able to tell that person, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I hurt your feelings. I didn't know. Even joking around, we joke around. A lot of people joke around and they don't understand that it could be hurting their feelings. You don't know what that person's been through. You don't know what's in their past. And you may make a comment about it and it may come back and hurt them. It could trigger them. That's how deep it goes sometimes. And the hope part of it, as I move into the hope part. Where's my timer at? You said it was going to be in the back.
16 minutes.
16? Okay. So hope, I talk about hope. What is hope? Somebody said earlier, what is hope? Right? Hope is something each and every one of you guys carry inside you. You have it already. Now you just have to learn how to utilize it. What's the best way for you to utilize it? What is your calling? Some of you guys in here may end up going into this field. Some of you guys may go into some other field and help out. But what is your calling? Ask yourself that. What am I meant to do here? Because you ain't made and you weren't meant to fucking sit in fucking Mary Star bushes and drink vodka all damn day. And whatever other your story is, I wasn't meant to sit home and shoot dope every day and run the streets and act like an idiot. That's not what I was made for. God didn't put me on this earth for me to do that kind of crap. So you got to figure out where your calling is and go get it. Because each and every one of you have it. And it goes back to that strength. And I don't know how bad you guys ran the streets and what you did, and it's none of my business. The only thing I say about it all the time was, if you go as hard as you went in the streets, in this sobriety, you're going to be successful. I went hard. I keep myself busy. Boredom will get you in trouble.
Yep.
My day consists of getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm at work by 5. I'm out of there by 1. I'm at the baseball field coaching baseball. I coach college baseball. I'm a recruiter for college baseball. I go coach with my kids, 70 kids I got there. After I leave that set of kids over there, then I come this set of kids over there at the college. And then guess what? Then I'm out and I go to school. I ain't home till 9:30. I'm 61 years old, guys, trying to fucking do it. I'm sitting in class with 20-year-old kids. I waited a long time to do this. I tell people all the time, I would start earlier. Who knows where the fuck I'd be? I'd be an animal, though. Definitely. Probably own 2 or 3 of these. But I started late, but it's still possible. And that's what I tell you guys, no matter where you're at. Jeremy, don't matter where you're at, bro. You're 51. I started at 51. This journey, I OD'd at 50. 11 years later, look where I'm at. Why am I even shooting dope at 50? That's what I ask myself. What the fuck are you sticking a needle in your arm at 50 years old, dude? So the hope is there. You're a perfect example. That's why my hand's off to you, man. Your story's incredible because that's what it's about. It's about what this man did right here and continues to go. And I know you're going to be a success because I heard it in your voice. I could tell it. I see it. The way you present is great. And each one of you guys got it, but you got to believe in yourself. Stop following along with Joe Schmo because he wants to steal a few fucking snacks out of the back that you know you're not supposed to do.
Right?
Fuck, you got all the food in the world, but you want to go steal more. And don't think you know about it, guys. I've been here. I know. Or when the food truck shows up, at the Silver Lake, we grab an extra. We're gonna take it up to. Why? That's still addict thinking. It's stealing.
Thank you very much.
Simmer down.
You know what? And the funniest part about it, you guys, is if you fucking ask, they'll give it to you. Hey, Nancy, can I have a couple of these extra donuts or cupcakes or bread loaves or whatever the shit we got over here? Sure. It's gonna fucking go rotten anyways. Of course they want to give it away. What the fuck? Come on. I always laugh about that. What? And you guys laugh about it now because it's true. So I'll put the challenge out there to you guys. Let's see who takes it up. Because I'll guarantee you tonight we'll go home and somebody will walk down that 14th Street in the back and steal something.
Just saying.
Mm-hmm. They're probably up in their room already. Right? Yeah. So ask yourself. So on the serious note, guys, I know it's funny, but I bring that comedy into it just so you fucking realize really what this program's about and what recovery's about. Because recovery is not about stopping drugs. It's not about stopping drugs. Any motherfucker can stop drugs. Believe me, there's guys that go to our meetings out here that think it's all great. I got 25 years clean, and I see them driving on Pacific trying to pick up the fucking street girls on there. But you got 25 years clean, and you want to sit in a meeting and talk about how you're going to be all good.
Yeah.
That's why I don't go to meetings anymore. Because I don't want to deal with the bullshit. Miss me with the bullshit. I'm all about being real. If you're on a fucking good path and you're doing what you're supposed to do, great. Let's hang out. Let's do this. But if you want to present to somebody else outside that you're doing this right and you're doing that right, and meanwhile you're sneaking donuts in the back, Not good.
Just saying.
It's not good. So I challenge you guys on that. I challenge the house managers or the guys that work here, because there's always that one that always want to try and get away, and you got your favorite, and you always say, yeah, it's okay, go ahead, homie. Why? What are you teaching them? They're not your buddies. Teach them how to learn something that they don't know. They ain't gonna hate you for it, and if they do, oh well, because you did the right thing. You didn't fall into the game again, because the game is played inside, not outside. And those of you who have been incarcerated understand that, and if you haven't, well, then what it means is that the fact the game inside, if you guys want to take that, inside your little network of addicts, acquaintances that we used to get loaded with. And I know those games. I was one of those guys who used to fucking take your dope, think you lost it, help you find it, turn around, have you go buy more, sell it, smoke it, or whatever. So let's change the behavior, guys. That's the part that's super hard. And I talk about that strength part. Change the behavior. It's hard to go against somebody else. And especially when we're in an environment like this and there's a house, because you're afraid of what that person's going to think of you, or you're afraid of what that person's going to say to you. Why worry about it? You're here to get clean, man. I've been in here twice. And there's only probably 3 guys that I still talk to that went through treatment with me. The other ones, I don't know where they're at. And I don't care. The other ones I see because they're involved still. So understand that, and I don't mean that in a bad way, you guys. I come talking the truth, okay? You might be buddies in here, but you got to be brothers in here. Hold each other accountable. That's when you're really being important. You see somebody doing something wrong, get out. You're not snitching. Lose that fucking attitude. That's one thing that used to bother me inside. People say you're a snitch. You got to lose that thinking. Because really, in the real world comes out, there's going to come a time that you're really going to have to stick up for somebody and be able to say the truth. And if you're a true person, you're not going to worry about snitching, so to speak, on that individual. You're going to do what's right. You're going to do the right thing. That little show they have, what would you do in this? Do the right thing. That's the most important thing. Do the right thing. Even if it doesn't feel comfortable. For a long time, it didn't feel comfortable. There's still some things that she has me do that don't feel comfortable to me. But I know when it doesn't feel comfortable, that's the time I have to do it. Because that's a little different for me. That's stepping outside that comfort zone and into the muddy water there, feeling that unsafe. Kind of like Peter when he decided to get up on the water, right? You start to put one foot out and you're kind of like, oh, should I do this or not? Am I going to sink? Am I going to be able to walk or not? But we don't know unless we try. And you got to believe. You got to believe in yourselves. You have to believe in the program. Find the right people. Ask questions. You know, you guys want sponsors and they ask you to get a sponsor before you leave here. Don't go get anyone just to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Look for that sponsor. And if you don't find him, then go back to your counselor and say, look, man, I've been looking and I can't find. Be honest. Let them assist you. But to just go find someone to get out, you know, you can go find Mike Cyrus and he takes everybody. So you can go fucking find him, you know. And you can, yeah, I'll throw people on the bus like that because it's true. It's what I believe. It's what I believe. And I tell you that because I want you to go find the right person. Someone who's going to help you. I always found the wrong sponsors. I always look for the guy who was in the Pendleton, who did time with me, who had the big rush. And if you guys haven't seen me, I used to have a big brush, right, Rox? Big, huge one, okay? But that would. And when was it? 2018, 2019, somewhere around there. My sponsor challenged me, said, you really want to change? Shave that mustache off. Shave that mustache off. Get out the look. Grow your hair out. Okay. That's what you say. That's my mustache. I like food all in it. But I did it. And I haven't gone back to grow it since then. My wife loves it. She'd love to have me in it. But when I start to grow it back, it brings back a lot of bad memories. And it brings back something I don't want to present today. That's not what I want to present today. I want to present different. I was talking to Roxy back there, and before I get this, it's amazing because today, and I tell a lot of people this, and I tell it when I'm sharing, is that, I could sit at a table full of addicts, full of big carnales, or I could sit at a table with all the CEOs and make business decisions. Either way, I'm going to fit in, and I'm going to be a leader. But it's which ones I choose. Do I want to make a decision on who we're going to hit next, or do I want to make a decision on who we're going to help next? Who am I going to help live so they can carry on their life? Those are the decisions I get to make today, rather than the other negative. And before I go, I'm going to tell you guys one last thing. And I wish I had some kind of drawing, but if you guys can visualize this. So let's say on this side right here, I have addiction in our use. And in this side, I have recovery. On this side over here, when I start out, I have cars, I have wives, kids, trucks, whatever, job, everything, money. But I begin this downward spiral all the way down. And then there's a bottom. This bottom is death, jails, and institutions. If you're lucky, maybe you have a stroke and you end up kind of messed up, all right? But it's the bottom. Once you hit this bottom, there's only one way to go. This is the recovery side. Right now, it has nothing. But as you make your way up the spiral, the upward spiral, you begin to get the wives, the girls, the cars, the money, everything back. Yeah. And the best part about this, and this is what keeps me going, where's the ceiling? Sky. Huh? Sky. There is no ceiling. I'm going to find out how far we go up. I'm going to find out how far we can go. We'll see you guys in a couple of years. We'll figure out where we're at, right? But we get all that stuff back. I want you guys to remember that. If you can visualize the downward spiral, the hole that you dig yourself, that you get in here, it's so hard to get out of. But when you make that and you're at it right now, you're in Fred Brown's, you're starting the upward spiral. It's up to you what you do with it now. You got all those things back. Jeremy, you want it back? You're on the upward spiral right now. Continue to grow, brother. Continue to bring that upward spiral go. And I'll close with this. It's a good joke. There's a big hole. This guy comes walking by, and he hears this voice say, "Hey, help me!" What the fuck? "Hey, what are you doing down there?" "Hey, man, I'm in this hole. I'm falling it way deep. Like, can you help me? Can you get me out?" The guy looks up and goes, "Man, I can't help you. I'm just a businessman going to work, but I'll tell you what. I'm going to go down here and I'm going to call Pastor for you to come out." "Pastor, what are you Pastor for?" Come down, priest comes down, here in the hall. "Hey, son, I can't help you. I say a prayer for you that you get out of there, but I cannot help you." Priest goes on, and the other guy, stranger, come walking by, the hole down here. "Hey, can I help you?" Yeah, what are you doing down there?" "I need help. Can you help me out?" Guy goes, "Yeah, hold on a second." Jumps in. The guy goes, what the fuck? Why are you down here? You're supposed to help me. He goes, hold on, I got 12 steps. Let's get out of here. Peace out. I love you guys. Remember, stay true to yourselves. All right, love yourself, man. Best gift you can get.